Hello everyone. Today we are going to see what is the use case of using a simulation. So in IBP, you will see that there is an option to do simulation. What is it? So let's say the use case is that you have a actuals quantity, which you have the data in the history, and you want to run a forecast algorithm and see that if the forecast is getting generated for the future months. And also you have created a forecast accuracy calculation key figure, and you want to make sure that the calculation, the logic based on which you are calculating the accuracy is actually working. So typically what we see is that the accuracy is calculated as absolute difference between the stat forecast quantity generated for the future minus the difference between the forecast and the actuals by the actuals. And that ratio subtracted from 1 is the accuracy measure. So as of now, it is 0. But if we just put a figure, then we will be able to get some accuracy. Right? So we get to see some accuracy. So now we will see how to do that. So first of all, let us go to simulate. And in simulation, we see that whatever jobs that are there are already reflecting in the simulation. So we will run two algorithms that we have created in this. So one we have is the simple moving average, which is the moving average of last 3 months. And this algorithm, the SMA, simple moving average, has the last 6 months. And let's see that. So the SMA, the forecasting step, what it does is that it runs on the test KBDP1, and then it looks at the history of 6 periods. Whereas the simple MA that we have another forecast model, so we see that it looks at only 3 months in the past. So what we do is that we will, from the front end, we will run the simulation for the SMA first. So SMA is the forecast for looking at 6 months in the past. So we will see. So April to 6 months back in the past is the average is 855. So we see that the simple average has run and is calculating correctly. And if we want to see the June one, so we will take this and then this. So we see that June 1, the average is 775, which is correctly calculated. And we will take the last example. So we will see for 6 months, the average is 654. So we see that the next month is 654. So likewise, it has generated the data. Now we want to, and we see that the accuracy is also calculated. So it's working. If we want to, we can validate also the working. So I'll say 1 minus absolute difference between the actuals and the forecast and the actuals divided by the actuals. So we'll see what is the percentage and if it is calculating correctly. So we see that the forecast accuracy value are matching. So that means we can also verify the key figure calculation is working correctly. Now, say suppose I want to see that, okay, for 6 months, what is the average, right? So we'll copy this snap. And now we will run another simulation, which is simple moving average, which is again the same algorithm, but it runs on a 3-month window as we have seen in the forecast algorithms, right? So now what we see is that in a 3-month window, first we will verify that it is correctly calculating. So we'll say 3 months. So what is the average? So it is 612. And then the next month's average, this 3 months. So we say 688, and then last one we'll check 1, 2, 3, which is 767. So this is calculating correctly. So we will compare the accuracy with the one that we ran for 6 months. So for 6 months, we see that for me, the accuracy, and we'll take this and compare it side by side. So we see that with 3 months, the accuracy for me is 89, as against 6 months, which is 74. For June, the accuracy is slightly higher with the 3 months. For July, likewise. For August, September, October. October is slightly lower on the lower side. November is slightly low. But these 4 months, and the accuracy was pretty much on the higher side than the 6 months average. So we can, conclude that 6 months is working less accurately than 3 months. So maybe if we want to see improve the accuracy for the near-term forecast, maybe it is better for us to use the 3 months algorithm. And also the beauty of this is that if you refresh the data, this forecast data will be gone. So it's not actually saving. So the good thing is that you are not overwriting any key figure data. You are just able to simulate what exactly will happen and you will be able to verify without changing any data. So that is the beauty of simulation. How to verify that? So we will just refresh the data. I will delete this extra row that I created to just compare. But now I will delete the data and refresh. So what will happen is you will see that ideally it wiped off the statistical forecast data, and also the accuracy is reset. So that means that we did not update any key figure data. So that is the beauty of simulation.